Hello grade 9 and 10 flutes. So today we are going to be looking at the Incredibles. We've actually looked at this all the way through now. We've broken it down into individual sections and we've practiced it all. So hopefully you guys can play all the different parts of the tune. What we're going to do today very simply is we're going to play through the whole thing with the metronome set to 100 BPM. Okay, if you can play it at this speed, that's a good base level to then be able to work at speeding it up a little bit, little by little, to get it up to the speed that we need to be able to play it at, for it to sound like the recording and for it to sound like how it's supposed to sound, like the original theme tune. Okay, so that's basically all we're going to do today. We're going to play along with the metronome. I think you guys should try playing it first on your own, and then you can try and play along with me. I'm going to put in all the rest, I'm going to put in everything, so it's exactly like how it will be when you perform it. The only thing that's slightly tricky with a metronome is we have this 2/4 bar here. So I'm actually going to play this as a 4/4 bar because otherwise the metronome is going to fall on the wrong beat of the bar here. So what would normally happen, of course, is the intro would be slower and then here we would speed up and come in at a much more driving tempo. But for today, we're going to play the whole thing at 100 BPM. We have another 2/4 bar at the end, but we can actually play that as a 2 beat rest, because it doesn't matter if the metronome goes out of time with us on this last note, because it's the last note. So that seems like a lot of talking, it sounds a bit complicated. Basically, we're going to play through from the start to the finish with the metronome at 100 BPM. Okay, let's do a very brief warm-up for starters. So we're going to play the first 6 notes of the C major scale. So we're going to start on the C and we're going to play all the way up to the A flat. So that's going to be these notes. And then back down. And we're going to do it with the metronome. Let's set the metronome to 100 BPM because that is the speed that we're going to play the tune at. And we're going to play one measure on each note, ascending and descending in one go. Here we go, starting on the C. Okay, right, let's launch straight into trying to play through the Incredibles theme then with the metronome. A couple of things to look out for when you're playing. Obviously, we're trying to think about the dynamics, we're trying to think about the crescendos, where we're playing soft, where we're playing loud, where we're coming in loud and then suddenly going soft. And I think one very important thing for the flutes is to make sure that in bar 40, you hold that note on for the full 4 notes, sorry, the full 4 beats, because all there is happening there, when I've listened to the recording, is just flute and percussion. So it sounds like the flute should almost stop playing, but we need to make sure we hold that note on. It's a very long note. It's like 8, 9, 10 and a half beats long. Okay, don't forget the key signature. We've got 3 flats, B flat, E flat, and A flat. But we've also got a lot of accidentals in this. So quite often we have naturals right at the very beginning where we're starting here, B, C, B, C, B, C. It's the B natural. So don't be caught out by that. We also have D flats in this, which of course is the same fingering as a C sharp. But you guys should know all this because you've watched all the previous lessons, so. Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave 1 bar intro and then there's going to be 3 beats and then we're going to start, because this piece for us starts on the 4th beat of the bar. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 33. 3, 4. Thirty-four. 49. 1, 2. Okay, so there we have it. That is the entire flute part from start to finish, played at 100 BPM. If you guys can aim to do that for next week, that will be amazing. And then next week we're going to try and speed it up. We're going to try and play along with the audio. Okay, if there's any bits you're not sure about, it's quite hard. There's some quite tricky bits in this, especially bar 13 to bar 22. There's a lot going on there. If you're struggling with that, of course, you can always go back and watch the previous lessons. Okay, I will see you next week for another video lesson.